With the help of Anthony Edwards, the Minnesota Timberwolves defeated the Denver Nuggets 124-107 in mid-December of 2021. During the game, Anthony Edwards scored 38 points and shot 10 of 14 from the three-point range, which earned him the title of being the youngest player in NBA history to make 10 three-pointers in a game. He already has a brilliant future in the NBA, so let's take a closer look at Anthony Edwards' lifestyle and net worth, on and off the court. NBA analysts were able to predict that Anthony Edwards would become one of the most universally liked players in the NBA, and they were definitely right in their predictions. Anthony Edwards is absolutely electrifying. He has already become a Dunk of the Year candidate, effectively sunk game-winning shots, and smashed some records along the way, proving himself, well, worthy of his #1 overall selection in the 2020 NBA Draft. And guess what? He's only 20 years old. Still quite fresh out of the University of Georgia, Edwards is just a second-year player for the Minnesota Timberwolves. And according to StatMuse, he is the youngest player in NBA history to have a game of 45 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. With his young age, and actually just entering adulthood, he's already surpassed the likes of Brandon Jennings and well on his way to LeBron James-like status. Let's have a quick look back on Anthony Edwards. Back in 2020, Anthony Edwards was already the greatest prospect for the most NBA-ready draft. Weeks before the draft, countless NBA analysts were already betting that he'd be one of the first names called during the virtual NBA draft. The word was out, and the fans could clearly see that Edwards could get a bucket any way he wants. He can create opportunities for his teammates, and he has a strong impact defensively. NBA talking heads boasted that whoever picks the guard from Georgia will get a player with dynamite in his calves and plenty of confidence in his abilities. One with broad shoulders, a baby face, and a belly full of hamburgers and chicken wings. During a video conference, Edwards commented on his eating habits, saying, "My eating habits are going to be the hardest thing." The struggle is completely understandable because Edwards is measuring more than 6'5" with a 225-pound frame. Edwards is the real deal physically, and even the blind can see that he's a player strong enough, quick enough, and explosive enough to have a home in the NBA backcourt. This athleticism was noticed nationwide as people saw and reported on his most intriguing game film during a showdown with Michigan State. In that bout, he erupted for 33 second-half points. He made tough shots, contorting his body to create space with a style that reports read were clearly influenced by James Harden. The only reason some scouts and executives preferred LaMelo Ball or the big man James Wiseman at the top of the boards was due to Anthony Edwards' efforts being fluctuated and his efficiency in need of work. Edwards had three-point range, but he also went just 3 for 25 from deep to end the season, finishing the year at 29.4%. But by the time the NBA draft was near, Edwards had already had ample time to work hard and refine his skills. Edwards said he was a better catch-and-shoot player than he showed in college, and the concerns about his energy were seen to have been rectified. When asked about his time to get better before the draft, he said, "I feel like it's been better for me. I haven't complained, I haven't tripped about it all, and because it's more time for me to get better and get ready to play in the NBA, it was good for me." When Michael Jordan went to watch his workout for Charlotte, Jordan said that Edwards had worked out for each of the teams in the top 3, and the time at the Warriors was probably the most transformational. When speaking about that workout, Edwards said, "I learned a lot from that workout. I feel like that workout changed my mindset, just the advice they gave me." That advice mainly dealt with his consistency, focus, and commitment. The other stuff, he makes it sound as easy as it looks, as he commented, "I can score the ball, but my playmaking ability is underrated." He continued saying, "Nonetheless, those two things will help a team tremendously." Here's what Anthony Edwards really likes. This season, Anthony Edwards has averaged 22.5 points, 5.1 rebounds, and 3.6 assists in 40 games, which is why his comments in an interview with ESPN's Alex Scarborough raised some eyebrows. Edwards was asked about watching basketball when he's not playing, and Edwards shocked NBA fans by saying, "I'm still not really into it. I love basketball. Basketball is my heart. But football is where I started, so I'll never forget about that. But don't get me wrong, basketball is my #1 because I feel like it's going to get me through a lot of the stuff I need to get through. It's what I do. It's a job. I feel like I'm working right now. I love it." Of course, Edwards' trainer was quick to step in and do some damage control by clarifying that Edwards loves playing basketball, he just prefers watching football. The timing of this comment was a little awkward, but there's nothing wrong with this. First of all, Edwards was just being honest, even though it was a bit untactical for his best prospects in the future of basketball. And overall, people figured that as long as Edwards was putting in the work on his game, which part of that is watching basketball films with NBA coaches in Minnesota, loving another sport is definitely permissible. In his attempt for damage control, Anthony Edwards' trainer continued to explain that fans tend to fetishize players with a Kobe-like obsession for the game. We want them always to be playing or working out or watching films, even though that kind of single-mindedness is not something we want in our own lives. That's not just a sports thing. As a society, we put people on a pedestal to obsess over one thing. It's why we watch Hero dreams of sushi and admire Hero, even though we see the cost his single-minded focus had on his family and other aspects of his life. He then said, "So Edwards wanting to watch football is all good. We all like watching football, and soccer, and golf, and hockey, and on down the list. The NBA is a job, and as long as Edwards puts in all the needed work on that job, he can spend his free time playing Call of Duty and watching whatever sports he wants." How's his demeanor off court? His coach, sponsors, managers, and others close to him who help him out behind the scenes all agree. Off the court, Edwards is glowingly charismatic and confident, making for an enjoyably hilarious soundbite anytime he has a microphone in front of him, and an all-round great guy. As a matter of fact, to put it very simple, in a wide range of topics, from his ability to go pro in any sport, to his take on chunky versus smooth peanut butter, and using a flip phone in 2021, Anthony Edwards has become the best quote in the NBA, and every press conference and interview turns into must-see or must-read material. For further interesting facts about Anthony Edwards, his lifestyle, and his mentality, his fans were able to learn a great deal about him via his interview with ESPN at Summer League. The interviewer asked him what he does during the offseason. He responded, "I got baptized at Lake Minnetonka, hit a couple backflips, swimming." So, aside from being a firm believer in Jesus Christ, he also enjoys hitting the waves. And he said he can swim just as well as Michael Phelps. Then after that, of course, like most men in his modern age, he enjoys playing video games. In his case, perhaps he loves them too much because he tends to play his favorite game, Call of Duty, until he falls asleep. Other than that, Edwards is a very hard worker and absolutely focused on his game. He was quoted saying, "I put in the work. I work in the dark. It should come to the light." And not only did it come to light, his accomplishments have already been set in stone and written in records of legend. When it comes to the youngest players to score 40 or more, we have LeBron James, who was 19 years old when he hit that level just at 88 days. Next on the fame list is Kevin Durant, who hit that 40 or more point at 200 days of being in the NBA. And third, we have Anthony Edwards, who did the same on his 225th day. When asked about Anthony Edwards, Timberwolves coach Chris Finch even said, "He's blooming for us at the right time." In what regards do you favor Anthony Edwards? And what are your predictions for him? Comment down below.